Hello, dear friends. Fulford's latest report is absolutely optimistic. I hope he's right. Opinion piece, Interregnum, breakthrough, golden sunrise, triumph of reason, new financial dam, new golden certificate, signs of the new system, ready to rewrite history. Have the good guys won, entering in the golden age. Everything is about to change. Let's start. An interregnum is a period of time during which there are no sovereigns of rulers. It can be seen as a time of transition or uncertainty in which there is no clear leadership. This period is crucial to understanding transition phases, especially in times of instability or political crisis. It is important to manage interregnums to avoid power vacuums, maintain stability, and facilitate the transition to new leadership structures. According to Benjamin Fulford, the coalition has won the secret war for planet Earth, and now we are in an interregnum. A breakthrough made all of this possible last week. However, not much will be visible to the public until the preparatory work for the new global institutions, in plural, and norms is completed, although public announcements are likely to be made in the fall, where cooperation states would be replaced by new republics. In his view, the United Nations Security Council would be replaced by a seven-member World Council based in Laos. Members would be representatives of Africa, America, China, East Asia, Oceania, Europe, including Russia, India, and the Muslim world. Decision on issues affecting the entire planet would be made by majority vote. Each region would have a veto that only applies to that region. Existing nation states and corporations would continue to operate as usual. He adds that the transition process to the new system would begin with a jubilee. This would imply a single cancellation of all debts, public and private. It would also involve a redistribution of assets. Details would be worked out in public with feedback from people, the private sector, governments, and other stakeholders. There would also be war crimes tribunals, along with a truth and reconciliation process to ensure that the corruption that plagued so many governments and institutions was rooted out. The functional parts of the World Bank, the IMF, the Bank for International Settlements, etc., would be assumed by a newly created future planning organization staffed with meritocratic staff. Each region would have its own future planning systems. The Western military industrial complex would receive a new mission to protect life on Earth, including human life. This means they would use force, if necessary, to stop things like the destruction of rainforests and overfishing. They would also pursue and destroy illegal transnational organizations and illegal trafficking. They would be subject to international law and act as the executive arm of the International Criminal Court. The decisions mentioned above would be the result of years of negotiation between representatives of the East, West, North, and South. $100 trillion backed by gold would be issued to make these changes possible. Furthermore, as soon as the systems in plural are up and running, more funds would be made available to launch a massive campaign to end poverty, stop environmental destruction, and increase the quantity and variety of life. New system. Forget the old ways, where money was backed by empty promises and ephemeral assets that could disappear overnight. The gold certificate is here, heralding a seismic shift in how we understand currency. This would be the dawn of a new era where each coin would be tied to a solid gold bar and each gold bar holds a sacred serial number engraved on a gold certificate, ensuring its eternal value. This new standard erases the treacherous landscape of paper currency and its typical value. The Quantum Financial System QFS ensures that each certificate is always tied to a specific goal, but no more shady deals or manufactured inflation by shadow bankers inflating fiat currencies until they are worth less than monopoly money. Instead, the gold certificate locks each nation's currency to an indestructible bar of precious metals, placing us firmly on a new financial footing. Assets can crash or soar, leaving the currencies backed by them in free fall, but not gold remains but only gold remains unbreakable. It cannot be disassembled, repackaged, or auctioned as usual stock. Inflation may come and go, but an ounce of gold still buys 100 $1,300 suit, just like it did 40 years ago. The price of sweets may change thanks to the flimsy nature of paper money, with the value of gold, but the value of gold is rooted in unwavering value. Restoration. The global currency reset would reset the relationship between each currency and its value, ensuring each nation's money aligns precisely with others, restoring a balance that has long been manipulated by the fiat system driven by greed. The QFS intervenes to dismantle the machinery of the old regimes. Fiat currency created by the central banks, with little more than a promise, has long manipulated global markets, twisting economies into the grips of invisible forces. Meanwhile, the price of gold is skyrocketing not because its value has risen, but because inflation-ravaged fiat currencies are collapsing. Once the reset begins and the world once again embraces the gold-backed currency, it would collapse this system like a house of cards. Each new paper currency issued will reflect the gold certificate behind it, severing any ties to the fiat currencies that have inflated the world economy like a balloon. The wealth linked to these certificates is extracted from a formidable mountain of reserves. The gold-backed banknotes represent only 40% of the world's current holdings. So even if demand increases, there is a deep reserve to ensure stability. The final transformation will fix coin to immutable gold value, eradicating inflation and its ruinous effects once and for all. Setting. The QFS will stabilize the global economy, bringing along the way the reckoning of a monetary system based on manipulation. Old currencies will see their value turn and buckle with every passing breeze, but the new system backed by gold will remain unbreakable. If the price of gold changes, so will all currencies in unison, meaning that no single currency will gain or lose value against another. This balance ensures that no government can exploit inflationary tactics, so undermine its trading partners or the global market. The gold certificate will ensure that the system will not be shaken by fluctuations in the price of gold. Once the value of each coin is stabilized and linked to the QFS, each coin, each bill, will represent a fixed value in gold, and the financial system will level the playing field worldwide. This new framework erases the entrenched power structures propelled by centuries of fiat scheme. The QFS and the gold certificate system are set to rewrite history. It is not just an economic revolution, it is the golden dawn of humanity's financial awakening, where currencies would no longer be the prey of central banks. The QFS ensures transparency, leaving no room for shady deals behind closed doors. Clean the slate with promising economic stability and an unshakable foundation. This is not a fluke policy change or financial reform, but a seismic shake-up that will reshape the way we measure wealth, forever altering the course of nature. the cost of our nature, I mean. So embrace this new financial dawn. The gold certificate is a gift that will secure humanitarian efforts, personal fortunes, and global economies in equal measure. With coins stripped from the corrupt, humankind would finally enter the golden age we all long for. The QFS, forged in truth and gilded in divine blessing, will direct us to prosperity where every coin and every note and is a guarantee of solid value like the gold that backs it. Confusion. Buffon said, there is a great deal of confusion and chaos afloat and trend in which no one believes anyone. The planned scripts were prepared to cause confusion and unrest and create disorder, consternation, anomalies, and ailments leading to demise of all kinds. People are watching scheduled events unfold in ways no one could ever have suspected, and the full extent of them could not have known anyway. Everyone has a small part of the big picture. Deception is those who masterminded his attempts to take over the civilized world. Do what you can to educate while changing the world. Breaking news. Hamas accepts ceasefire proposal in Gaza following Israeli evacuation order of Rafah. The Niger government asked the Russians to help expel the Americans, according to Reuters. This situation is unprecedented. The US leaves Niger. The security of the Sahel is now in the hands of the Russian army. 70 million people are warned of tornadoes and hailstorms in the central region of the US. Western weapons plants are mysteriously breaking down, according to Soja Fall. Canadian families migrate to Russia to escape the totalitarian system. The money supply is doing something so strange that it hasn't happened since the Great Depression, and big move in stocks could follow. China remains the largest jailer of journalists in the world in the Press Freedom 2024 ranking. Earth orbits increasingly congested with satellites and space debris. Spain. Europe's economic laggards are now leading its growth. More than a decade after painful austerity, Greece, Portugal, and Spain have grown faster than traditional powers like Germany. Banco de Sabadell rejects the proposal to take over BBVA. The Cyberguard will investigate the complaint against Begoña Gómez. 22 models of Chinese cars are sold in Spain from 14,690 to 69,990 euros. The MG Zira S at the first price, almost 15,000 euros, is the best-selling Chinese car in Spain. It is a compact SUV with 106 and 111 horsepower gasoline engines. In addition, it is also available as an electric one, whose rate is higher, more than 2,000 euros. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.